All right, folks, welcome to the 40K to 400K Formula Workshop, where we help Shopify e-commerce business owners move from 40K months to 400K months and beyond with what we call our fast path plan, which we will tell you what that is once we get into today's session. Couple things up front we'd like you to lock in. As I just said to you, Amanda will be here for about an hour today. So obviously the more you put in, the more attentive and present you are, the more you'll get out of this session. We do like you to be seen. There's a few of you here with cameras on, but there's a ton of black squares of doom as well. We'd love to see your lovely faces, particularly if we're going to bring you up on stage and have a chat with you later. So please mute yourselves, but we'd love to see you if you've got cameras and you're not doing something that you don't want to be seen on the internet. And thirdly, have a chat. You find the chat function will be speaking to you and chatting to you. Our team will be dropping chats to you over the course of tonight's call. So figure out where the chat function is and please do engage with us. We'll be chatting to you over on the chat function. All right, today's goals. What we want you to leave with today is a better understanding of how to grow your Shopify business and the few things that you need to do that. Right. Ultimately, the one big thing we want you to know how to do is how to convert more browsers into buyers. Right, how to take more of those people that are visiting your site and turn them into people that buy from you, that make you sales. We're going to talk about conversion. We're going to talk about how to make your site do the right things to make as many people convert as possible so you can make more sales. We'll do that by showing you what's broken, right? We can see around the corner. We've done this stuff for decades. We can see what's coming for you, so we can show you what's coming down the line for you to help you see what's broken so that you can fix it. And we want you to leave with a plan. We want you to know exactly what to do over the next 90 days to actually move your business forward. Big question we get on these calls is, will this stuff work for me? If I show up and pay attention and take lots of notes, will this stuff work for me? There's sort of three flavors to this question, and the answer to all of them is yes. Right? Will this work in my niche? Yes. If you've got an e-com store, ideally on Shopify, this will work for you. Will it work at my size? Yes. If you're just getting started, even if you're pre-launch, right, and you just want to know the right things to do before you get going, or you're already doing 150, 200, 300, $1 million a month, the stuff that we teach is principle based and it will work for you at whatever size you are. Obviously, there's some scale considerations and size considerations for different levels, but we teach based on principle, and the same principle applies if you have a e-commerce business. And will it work now is the last flavor of this. Will this work in October of 2025? Yes, it will. The stuff that we teach is age-old principles, right? Stuff that's always worked, that always will continue to work. And it's stuff that's live working today in 2025. All of our coaches, all of our senior team, everyone in our business is live inside of e-commerce Shopify business accounts every single day. So we teach what we know, and we know e-commerce. Who is this for? If you're on this call, this is likely for you because something brought you here, something drew you here. You're looking for answers to help you move forward. So we welcome you and thank you for taking the step to actually do something for yourself and move your business forward. So congrats just on being here. And if you are here, you probably got one or two or three or all of these things going for you, right? You're passionate. You've got a killer product. You've solved a problem. You found a thing in your life that was a challenge and you overcame it by doing something, building something, making something that solved that problem for you, yourself, a loved one. And you've got this product, but you just don't know how to get it into enough hands. But you know that with the right moves, with the right unlock, that you could really make this business work. Second type of person we see is someone who's overwhelmed because business is tough, right? They don't put it on the box, but business, particularly e-com, there's tons of moving parts. There's lots of time, lots of hours. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So you always, at some point, you're going to hit a point where you're overwhelmed. There's too many things to do. You go and watch 1,000 YouTube clips and 1,000 TikToks and 100 gurus. They all give you conflicting advice, and you don't do anything because you're just too overwhelmed and you procrastinate, right? So we're going to give you the right amount of whelm on tonight's call. Right? We're going to un-overwhelm you. We're going to give you a few things that actually work to move your business forward. And you're probably someone that wants to make money, and we like to work with people that like to make money and make money for themselves, right? Not just pay their suppliers and their team and the ATO, but actually keep some money for themselves to build the dreams that you started this business to build, right? Most of you didn't start this business just to pay the ATO more taxes. You probably started the business for doing stuff in your own life. So we want to help you build a profitable e-commerce business. So why should you listen to us? Why should you listen to Paul and our team? It's because one of the big things is we don't teach theory, right? We teach by practice. We teach the stuff that we do. As I said, our team are active and live inside of e-commerce businesses every day, and that's the stuff we teach, from stuff that's working right now and stuff that has worked since Paul started his first e-com business called Warcom back in 1997 at the ripe old age of 4 years old. And he sold that to he sold about $40 million of product and sold that to an ASX listed company in 2014. So he spent about 20 years building up Warcom to a very good size business. Yep, he was still in diapers, and now he's back in diapers, which is a weird way. And he also, during that process, he also, in that process, built the Insightful agency, but essentially to help himself market Warcom at that time. Insightful now builds a few hundred e-commerce Shopify websites a year. So a lot of the conversion elements, the converting high conversion frameworks we're going to take you through tonight are things that we build in hundreds of e-commerce stores every single year inside of the Insightful agency. So 25 years plus in ecom, 20 years in marketing, 20 years in business. Our team have the legs. We've been through everything, and it allows us to see around the corner, as I said, right? It's hard when you're in business to kind of see the forest for the trees. Because we've been there, because we've done that, we can see the forest, right? We know what's coming around the corner. We know what that next thing is going to be. We know where you're at and what you need to do to get unstuck and get that unlock that's going to take you to that next level. And the funny thing is, the principles that we learned and the principles that we've practiced as a team for decades, right, are the same things that work today in October of 2025, right? Age-old stuff that works, and it works for a long time. And when we work this stuff and when our clients work this stuff inside of their businesses, they get results like this, right? These are real Shopify stores of our clients. They might crack their first 100K month or first 100K year. They might crack their first $1 million year or $1 million month or $1 million week, right? People get results when they apply these principles in their business. Great case study of this is Steve from Holdcom, who joined us doing about 160, 170K a year, so a month, sorry, and he was doing pretty good. But he still just needed that unlock, right? He needed that scaling piece. And since then, Steve's unlocked new daily records. He had about a $13,000 day. I think he also had a record month, a record week, a $60,000 week or something. And he's now already hit his 12-month target 4 months into working with us. He's now doing 250, 260K a month consistently. And again, we didn't go in and rebuild the entire business, right? We didn't stop what he was doing. We just tweaked a couple of really key levers that helped him scale, that gave him that unlock, that gave him a couple things to focus on that made the differences in his business, rather than going in and trying to start again or start from scratch. There's a few things, which are the things that we'll show you through tonight, that help unlock these sort of scaling in the business. This is a free session that we do inside of our e-commerce Shopify Australia Facebook group every week. We publish this across YouTube, across the internet, and we do this, well, for the love of growing businesses. We do this because we love to work with people, but we do this because we also are looking for our next success story. I want to put your face on my next case study slide when I redo my Canva slides in a few months' time, and have your lovely face sitting there next to your massive win inside your business, celebrating that you've grown 100 grand a month, 200 grand a month, made your first $1 million year. So that's why we run these sessions, to meet a bunch of people and help a bunch of people, right? And as I said, we're teach and do guys. We teach what we do what we teach. As our mission is to help as many e-commerce founders as possible, our promise for this workshop is that whether we see you ever again, if this is the first and last time we get to meet you, you will get value from this workshop. But obviously, we'd love to spend one-to-one time with every single business on this call. But I think at the moment that would take about a day. There's about 20 plus people on the call at the moment. So as much as we'd love to do that, we are limited by time. So for those of you that are interested in some more assistance, that like some deeper help, some more one-to-one ways to help you grow your business, at the end of this call, we will give you a bit of a way to do that. So can you give me a thumbs up, give me a hands up, give me an emoji, give me a head nod if it would be okay for you if we give you a bit of a pitch later on and show you how we can work together, if that would be okay for you. Chris is in, Neil's in, awesome. Paul's got a head nod. You guys don't have a choice. You've got to be here.
How are you doing those reaction things? That's
Can
cool.
you
I don't
can
know.
you
Is
see
that a
all
new
the?
Zoom thing?
I don't know. Give a thumbs up.
Floating
What's up?
Zooms. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Next question for everyone. We'd love you to drop this in the chat as well. So go find out where the chat is if you haven't grabbed that yet. We'd love to know where you're at in your journey, because most of the ecom founders we meet on these calls are in one of these places. They're in startup, they're doing maybe even pre-launch, right? You're just getting going. You're getting up to sort of 10K months. You're in setup, you're sort of hitting 25K months. You're starting to figure out what you're doing, nailing the product down, figuring out logistics, all that basic stuff. Maybe you're in grow up, you're starting to scale, you've got some ads running, right? Things are starting to move. You're sort of hitting 25, 50K months, or you're at scale up, right? You're really starting to scale. You've got stuff nailed down. You know what you're selling. You know who buys it. You know how to get more and more people, make your stuff as visible as possible, and starting to scale to 100K plus, 250K plus months. So it looks like we got quite a few startups. We've got some setups. We've got some newbies. Good, good. All right. You are in the right place. And when we met Paul and Delane, they were in basically startup mode. They were doing sort of inconsistent 12 to 15K months, which is where we met a lot of people. And they had those sorts of problems at a business, right? They were trying to scale. They had some agency that wasn't really helping them. They were helping them spend a lot of money, but not really helping them return much of that money. But since joining us, they're up 115% on last year, and these are pretty old numbers now. This is when they were doing 600K. They're now doing $95,000 months, up from 10, 15K months, and this is all within a year. And again, we didn't reinvent the entire business. They had a really good product, really good business, really good owners. We just fine-tuned and nailed a few things that made big differences in their business. And now both Paul and Delane are able to work in the business full time. They're building out their product suite. They're scaling what they're doing. And life is looking good for them, and they're loving where they're at in their business. So results like this, how do we get them? Is it just luck? Do we just go on the internet and look up Shopify sales charts and screen grab them and drop them in our presentation? Is it some sort of magic or witchcraft? Is it a system? What do you think, chat? Let me know in the chat. Is it luck? Is it magic? Is it a system? How do we help businesses like Paul and Delane, like Holdcom and Steve, get going and get these types of results in their business?
Yeah.
It's one of them. Certainly is one of them. Is it luck? Is it magic? Is it a system, magical system? I like the thinking. It's Anita. I think you left and came back. Won't call you Jules Sim. Call you anytime.
Is it a magical lucky system?
Magically lucky system. That is correct. Well, hopefully it is a system that could work for you, Denise. Well, it is a system and it can work for you, Denise. It is a system that we call the more orders model. And it looks something like this, right? It's these three elements here. And these are the three levers that most ecom businesses have broken, that they have not fully optimized, they have not working completely in their favor, or are just completely broken. So there's some question marks here. So what do you think these three things might be? These are the three biggest levers you can pull to grow your business. These are the three things most ecom founders have broken. What do you think these things might be? Let us know in the chat. And to make it entertaining, we're going to play a bit of a hangman. So each of these things starts with S. So not a bad guess, Rosita, but now that I've put this slide up, you can see they all start with S. Two of them are pretty similar and about the same length, and one of them is not. So let's have a bit of a guess. What do you think these things might be?
So they all start with S. And
Socials. Yeah,
please,
not a
please don't type while you're driving, Amanda. We don't want to hear it that it was a car crash who was attending a Zoom call.
sales could kind of
No.
fit in there. Technically, it could fit, but
It's not.
that's not. It's not the right answer. Not the answer
Good
we're
try.
looking for. SEO part of it. Yeah,
Yep.
Justin's
Neil's close. It's sleep. Sleep is a very important part of like
sleep
being
is
more honest. I'll pay that one. That's good.
We'll give you a bit of a hint. They all actually all start with st.
Stuff.
SEO, scale, sleep, socials, sales,
Strategy.
service.
Yes, that's one of them. 10 points
Nicole.
for Nicole.
10 points for Nicole.
-3 for design wise. Missing 2 letters.
Yeah, so where we had SEO, we had sales, sleep,
Poor hangman's going to get hanged if we don't get this. Just guess.
scale.
Let's go. It's only
I'll give you
3 more
another
letters
hint.
on each one.
Both of these actually start with stop.
Does everybody have a web store?
Stores. You're pretty
An
close
e-commerce
there with
store.
stores.
And there's only one left.
Give you an arm.
Story.
Stock.
Ah.
Or stock.
All right.
Yeah, someone said story. Yes.
Put us out of our
story.
misery, Chris.
All right. Put you out of your misery. We're pretty close. Pretty close. The three things are your store, your story, and your strategy. Your story is about how you convert. This is about having a high converting website that converts as many visitors as possible into sales. If you don't have a high converting website, it doesn't matter how much traffic you send to it, you're going to burn cash because you're sending people to a site that's not going to turn them into sales. Your story is about connecting with a specific type of buyer through compelling brand messaging and repeating that brand messaging, that story, that tone, right? That tone of voice, that style everywhere that you promote yourself. On your website, number one, on your socials, in your emails, on your packaging, right? Everywhere that you're communicating with your buyer, you want to have a shared language, a communal language that compels them to come to your store and buy as much as possible and feel a certain way about your business. And the third piece is your strategy, and a correct strategy, a good strategy, is what gives you control over your business and takes you away from a business that feels like chaos, that feels difficult, right? When you know what to do and you have that perfect business model where you have a good product strategy, you've got an even better digital strategy and a good business strategy, a good business model, right? Where you know what to do, when to do it, and what order in which to do it. That's how you get control over your business, because doing the right thing at the wrong time is still the wrong thing, right? So the order of things matters, when to do certain things. So it's knowing what to do, but also knowing when to do it. And that's what gives you control over your business. So as we said up front, and a few of you did drop your links in, we will do a bit of an audit for some of you based on the more orders model. And we'll look at your stores, we'll look at your business, and we will model out what your conversion looks like, what your connection, your messaging looks like, and what your strategy looks like. And we're going to do that through. So for anyone that would like us to have a look at their site, even if you dropped it in earlier, if you'd like to drop your URL in the chat, we'll pick a couple to take a look at. And we're going to run you through what's called our fast path plan. And this is how we take everything you could possibly do in your business and boil it down to the few things that you need to do in the next 90 days to move your business forward. Largely, this is going to be fixing stuff that's broken, building stuff that doesn't exist yet that you need, potentially growing things that are already working, or potentially, transforming the business in some way, whether that's shifting product line. Maybe you need to get a bigger factory to manufacture, moving manufacturing from onshore to offshore, these sorts of big moves. But generally, we're going to focus down in this part of the framework where we're looking at what to fix, what to build, and how to get there simply over the next 90 days. So I'm going to jump out of here and Paul's going to take over. I'll just clear all the drawings here and Paul can jump in and take you through a fast path plan for, got a volunteer.
Volunteer, yeah. If Nicole is there at the moment, super keen to do this for your brand and have a look. If you are open to coming off or turning your cam on or talking with that.
Nicole's there.
Is
Yeah,
she
I'm
there?
here.
Where is
Hello.
she? Hey, how are you?
Next to you on my screen.
There you go. Awesome. Go. Amazing. All right. So first thing that we're going to do is bring up your site and give us the intro about here's your opportunity also to get lots of free advertising because this is going to go everywhere and it's getting streamed. So make a count. Give us a story, why you started it, why you're doing it, what you love about it. If you go for too long, I'll just cut you off, but give us the good stuff, basically.
All right. So good questions. I haven't thought about it that way, but it was my passion project. So I always liked jewelries and accessories. And I always wanted to, every time I wear anything, people just compliment me. So I always wanted to do the same thing and having a brand out there that people can enjoy. Also, I wanted to have something that is affordable. And luxury, but affordable, vintage and timeless feel as well. So that's how I came up with this brand. And I guess the name also, Gold, it's a Persian name meaning flower. It's replicate the beauty and essence. It comes to your basically reflects the belief in celebrating and stuff like that. So the gold essence come as a name for me. It's the essence of a style with a touch of bloom, basically. So.
Got it. Okay. So who do you service? Like who is your ideal client? How old are they? I assume they're female, but like how old and
correct.
How much money do they spend?
Female, and I was for my audience, I was targeting people between 18 to 45, and just because it's affordable, I was the quality for me is number one, but also it's affordable. So I want people to come back and buy. It's beautiful, it's nice pieces, but it's also affordable. So the young generation also can come and do shopping. It's easier for them. It doesn't have to be, they pay like the price tag of like $200 a piece, or they can go for $50 or $60 a piece.
Got it. Okay. All right. So let's look at a few things here. So I'm mindful that we're on desktop at the moment because it's a bit hard to do this on a mobile screen, but let's just do some drawing. So people land on your website and this is what they see. Correct. All right. Everyone's website's the same. So you've got a sentence here, you've got a sentence here, and that's all they can see. So first thing that you need to do, keeping in mind, is that you're going to be getting people from a Meta ad, right? Or a Google ad. So number one thing that you need to consider when you're taking people off Facebook or Meta is you need to take them away from pain and take them away from like frustrations and so forth on Meta and bring them to a website. So you get them off the platform, you get them to a website, you make a promise. All right. So for example, your ad will be something along the lines of like, hey, if you want beautiful jewelry, but you don't want to spend, your entire week's salary or something like that, come out of our website. We're going to show you what we've got, right? So that's not what I would say in that, but, that's where we're going with this. Now, first thing that happens on the site is you've got a H1 tag. Your H1 tag you need to be able to see it. So it should be sitting here. And H1 means heading 1. And then you've got a thing called a H2, which is a heading 2. H1, H2, both need to make a promise. And the H1 also needs to include a reference to what you sell. Right. So, for example, you sell jewelry. It makes no mention that the fact that you sell jewelry in your H1 tag. Why that's so important, from a store perspective, is so that people find your brand, right? Because when people are in Google and they go, oh, I'm searching for a certain type of jewelry that you sell, and they go, cool, she came up in a result, I land on the website. All right. So we're going to actually do this together and try and come up with a better H1 and a better H2. But I was going to go through this first. And then the second thing, the H2 here, you've kind of got a bit of it. Discover hand-picked jewelry and accessories that blend timeless charm and modern edge, because true elegance should feel as effortless as it looks and always within your reach. So it's nice, but it's also not very promise-driven. So I would be changing both of these things, right? Then in addition to that, every website needs to have trust statements that you can actually see. I don't know whether you had anything further down. Let's scroll for a second. No, you don't. All right, so cool. Come back up here. So you need to make a few statements here, and everyone on the call needs to do the same thing, right? And I'm not talking just like, hey, free shipping. No one gets excited about free shipping. They want a promise, right? And they want the promise in the H1 and the promise in the H2 and another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. Because in their mind, once they've left meta ads and now they're on your website and they start reading all this stuff, they start to comply with what they're reading. And in their mind, they go, oh, yes, 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 yes. And the more yeses that you get out of them, once they land on here, the more likely they are to scroll, all right? Whereas if you go on the meta ads, you're like, hey, if your house smells and you'd like it to smell better, come check out our candles. And then people come to your website and they go, hi, we sell candles. And they're candles that, whatever, like they smell nice. Like, and that's not doing anything, right? People are going to go, whatever, I'm leaving here. So even in that industry, it needs to be way more promise driven, like it's, the greatest smelling candles that you're ever going to smell in your entire life. And people will be raving about it for weeks when they come to visit your house. People go, I want that. Versus like, welcome to our eco candle store. So let's try and do a few here. And so I was going to type some stuff on my other screen. This is why I'm trying to think of a few things. What would I go with here for you? So talk to me about a few things. So before you started, I looked, and I mean, the brand's obviously pretty new. So I imagine you don't have heaps of reviews, right? How many would you have at the moment?
20-ish.
How many products have you sold?
50, 40, 50.
50, 40, 50. Okay. So what do most people say about your products when they actually get it from you?
They all say it looks more expensive than what it costs because the quality, and also they're saying it looks very luxury compared to what they pay for.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have a lot of trust. So let's get clear on this. If you're another brand and you go, hey, I've sold 300 of these products, immediately I would have 300 plus 5-star reviews. People go, great, right? And then if you were to talk about something along the lines of like warranty, right? So assume you sold a product that had a longer warranty, you go, great, 3-year warranty, right? Jewelry, you don't have that, something along the handmade of one, handmade, like, do you make it or do you source it? What does that look like? You source it all. Okay. What do you think if you were to meet me somewhere and I'm like, tell me the best 5 things about your business right now that have occurred over the last 6 months, and you were trying to sell me a product from your business and you're trying to convince me to buy, what would they be? And I'll jam with you on this and we'll make it good. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically 5 things that it's the benefit of my business, you mean?
It's the benefit, or it's the what we call social proof, or it's a trust sentence that you say to me that, things like, like it's your finger's never going to turn green because it's such good quality stuff, or it's thoughtfully, created in small batches, by a specific type of person, or it is ethically sourced from this country. Right? Because these are the things that we want to go through there. Like, you want to stay away from things just like free shipping or whatever, like everyone else does. Because when people read them, they don't get excited and they go, yeah, that's for me. Like, I'm very mindful jewelry is a hard one, but like, this is why it's so important, because you're competing with so many brands. So we need to get absolute clarity on like what these things might be. Like Chris and Chris, feel free to obviously jump in if you want to get some input on this.
I did probably like 10 audits like this week on businesses, similar size, many different niches. And the one thing that was consistent I told to everyone was um, pretty much what Paul's just saying about trust. Like this whole, when people land on your website, you got to think like I'm a small Aussie business. People don't know me. Like I don't know who the competitors are. They're big in this industry, but like they don't know me. Like they could just go to this other website and instantly know who they are. So you got to spend that time really developing the trust, and it's probably one of the most important things. And everyone needs to do it. It doesn't matter what your brand is. You have to like basically prove who it is that you are, what you do, what you sell, and then why you should be people should be buying from you and not other brands. That has to be answered very, very quickly on the website.
And particularly in your, sorry, Paul, in the industry that you've chosen to put yourself in, jewelry, jewelry, skincare, candles, homewares, kids' toys, like to compete in these things, you need to be, as Chris was saying, you need trust. But to build that trust, you need to stand for a thing or stand for a type of person or stand for a result or be really what we call like a micro niche almost, right? You've heard of niches. Now we're getting into like micro niches. So is it for a type of person? Is this for working women? Is it for wearing at the beach? How does it make me feel a certain way? What does it make me feel younger? Does it make me feel more elegant? Does it make me feel like I said, it makes me feel luxurious, but I don't have to pay luxury prices. There's something in there where it's a thing that you are going to do better than anybody else. And that's kind of like, you see it as like the hill that you're willing to die on, right? We stand for this thing, and this is the thing that we do better than anybody else. And that's where your story will evolve. And all the stuff that Paul's talking about and all of that trust will come from these guys are confident. Like Nicole's confident about what she does, and she's doing this thing and she's going in this direction. I'm on board with that. I'm going to follow her and go in that direction with her. But you need something unique and special to position you in that way for people to go, it's not just a necklace. It gives me something. It makes me a type of person. It makes me feel a certain way.
Sure.
Yeah. So what I'll do here, this will make it like really easy to see what I'm talking about. So this is a client of ours. So she sells sea glass jewelry. And for everyone on the call, if you don't know what sea glass jewelry, you're about to get a rapid fire education piece about what it is. But you land on her website straight away, you're like, what a beautiful, like most people I'd imagine go, what a beautiful product. And then you read her H1. So Chris worked on her H1. We've done all of everything else for her. So handcrafted, ocean-inspired jewelry, unforgettable pieces, designed for life by the sea. Like I would imagine most ladies on the call, if you like living by the sea and so forth, you'd read that and you go, unforgettable pieces that I'm going to design for life by the sea. You go, oh, that sounds really nice, doesn't it? Even me as a man, I'd be like, I'm going to buy that for my partner because it sounds good. Then you go, like it's real ocean tumbled sea glass, which means like this product is actually like a broken bottle that's been in the ocean and it's gone all around the ocean, rocked up on the beach, and she's made jewelry out of it. So there's a massive story into that, right? So, it's natural and pearl gemstone rings, bracelet, necklaces, blah, 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 shower safe and crafted for coastal living. So straight away, you're like, yep, looks good, sounds good, I'll keep scrolling. Then we come down here, fade proof, tarnish resistant. So you wear it all day, every day. That you guys can read what you're seeing on the screen. Ocean tumbled sea glass, it's shower safe, it's sweat proof, it's plastic free, it's purpose driven. So if we were to like audit Angela's website, most people I would imagine would go tick, tick, 167 reviews, absolutely tick, 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 right? And then if we scroll back here, still talking about social proof, and there's a reason we do things like we do like this. You go 12-month warranty, this. I go, great, 430 ticks and I haven't even scrolled yet. So now my brain starts to go and everyone's brain starts to go, cool, show me the product. So as if that wasn't enough already, now we've got this big aspirational video on the homepage and you go, oh, great, that's where the product comes from, blah, blah, blah. And then we start shopping, right? So to my point though, most people don't do this right. You land on there and they've got a sentence that doesn't make sense, followed by another sentence that doesn't make sense, followed by a whole bunch of random structures in their website and you go, that's why it's not working. Does that make sense to everybody on the call so far? So, and this stuff is so important because at the end of the day, you're taking people off a Facebook ad where they've just finished watching cat videos and all the other random crap on Facebook, then they come to your website. You want to hold their attention for the first 3 to 4 seconds and then go, cool, now we want you to do other stuff. Scroll down and start buying things, right? So quickly as we go look at Angela's site, scroll down here, you go, great, bunch of products, beautiful product photos, like the models look great. So people go, yeah, I want that. I want to look like that when I'm at the beach, da, da, da. And there's a whole bunch of other things going on from a store perspective, Now, if we continue on with this and we do a side-by-side comparison, and I won't go too deep here, I won't give away everything, obviously, but if we go to your product page and I click on bracelets, and like which product is the best product at the moment, Nicole?
If you go to jewelry, to necklaces.
Necklaces, okay.
Go to the second one.
The second one, yeah, cool. That's a nice photo. I'd switch that, change it to this, like to this photo. So pro tip, you always want to have the model in your photo and they always need to look as miserable as possible. I don't know why this is a thing, but I've done this for like 20 years and fashion, they need to look like stone cold killers, like not smiling and stuff. Converts way better than like super happy people. So consider that in the future. Now, I want to talk about, we've spoken a little bit about like conversion rate optimization and story on the front page. This is going to be more about conversion rate optimization, but this is the second bit. So whenever we build a website for someone, this is a super important thing that you need to understand. You have a homepage, you have a collection page, you have a product page, you have what we call a cart drawer. A cart drawer is this thing over here that pops out like that. And then you have a few other pages. There's about 300 different things that need to go on all of those pages when you add them up in order for your store to convert as good as it can. Most people's home pages have got like 10% of those things. Most people's product pages have got like 5% of them. So when you guys start running ads and stuff to your website and you don't have all the elements in the right spot, in the right order, in the right sequence, in the right timing, that's why your sites don't convert as good as they can. So some people go, I've got a 2% conversion rate and I'm spending a fortune on meta ads every month. And I'm like, I'm not even breaking even. And go, cool. Go fix your story first, then go fix how your store converts, then go turn that back on, right? So we'll do a super quick side-by-side comparison because I want to see if I can help a few people on here. So we'll check out Angel's like best-selling product. So I don't know, I'll just pick like this thing. So we go to, you got a product name. You don't have a short description. Like this is not a short description. Short description is like an emotive sentence. Again, promise-driven, benefit-driven, feeling-driven, where people go, oh, I know why I want to buy it, right? Number one thing. Reviews, that's great that you got 9 reviews. Good that so you're using ShopPay. Massive friction point right here is unless no shipping information like this here is people are going to go too hard, can't see it, going to leave. You haven't told me how much shipping is. Can't stress this enough to everybody on the call. Tell people how much shipping costs as quickly as you can. On the homepage, on your product page, on your cart, everywhere. Don't hide it. Right? If we go back to Angela's website, and again, so just for context, this is using what we call our high converting store converter framework. So this is why this looks as brilliant as it does, but giving people the options to order it like this or like this, or, like really, really important. Showing the payment icons, really important. Showing the exchange stuff, really important. Show the buy now, pay later stuff, complete the look. You can see where I'm going with this. I won't go into all the other things that are on this page, but there's a lot more things on there that you don't have, and that's going to hold you back moving forward, right? So does that make sense? Any questions about this so far?
No, it does make sense. I've got the description and everything, but it's a bit down. So if it needs to come up and restructured a bit. And also the shipping, under the pricing, it says free standard shipping on all orders. So you saying it is not that obvious. So I need to make that more visible.
Yeah. Like move that's in the wrong spot. It needs to be down here so you can see it. It's not just the case of moving things up. There's an order of how people's brains process a product page. Okay. So a lot of people come to this call, and I'll just call it how it is. They come to this call and they go, oh, he said these 3 things. I'll put them on. And they put them in any order. And I'm like, it did make a difference. I'm like, it's because in the wrong order. So you need to know how the order they go and how to put them in, and how some things that don't need to go in there because it creates friction, right? So just the biggest takeaway from this thing that I want to say here is like, when people come to these pages, like you just need to go, what is the order and what do my customer need to hear and see so that they convert as good as possible, right? Because once they click that, they go to, and they're like, this is the first friction point. The next friction point, they go to the add to cart. If they're confused here or there, they're out of there, right? So it's the biggest issues on any e-com site. And I see this on every brand that we work with. So does that make sense? Do you want to add anything to that, Chris or Chris? They think I've missed or anything? Good. All right. We'll do this for another brand as well. No, is there another jewelry brand? That's probably
the one thing I will
jewelry.
while we're trying to find another brand is also for you, Nicole, is like clarity around what you actually sell. So you have that Zodiac range, and you've got something called stackables. There's a premium range. There's jewelry. There's accessories. Whereas you go to Angela's, like we do ocean-inspired jewelry, and it's bracelets, necklaces, chain. Like it's very clear what she sells. It feels a little bit like you're just, oh, I found these and I found these and I found these and I found these and I put them all on the website. And now I've kind of got random collection of stuff that doesn't fit under a theme. So I think that's something to consider once you know, like I do this thing, then get really clear on what that theme is and then make it very clear in your collection structures, how you break that down clearly for people.
Like Angela's thing, right? Like if anyone can answer, I'm going to ask the question. If anyone can answer it, I'll give you like 2 of my best selling courses for free. But what do you think her niche is? Does everyone know what a niche is? First thing. Come off mute if you want. Like just spit it at me. What do you think her niche is?
Artisan jewelry.
Artisan. Close. Yeah. Okay. But if we go deeper than that, what is it really? Like it's sea glass jewelry, right?
Recycling.
Handmade jewelry.
Yeah, like so it's handmade sea glass jewelry. So there's not that many, there's probably in Australia 3 people or something. And overseas there's like 2 more. So she's like, I've gone into jewelry and now I'm making handmade custom sea glass jewelry. So she's like, I'm standing on my own, right? So cannot encourage you guys enough when you guys do this. Like, for example, we're going to look at Neil's stuff in a minute, and I'm like, he's in the fitness space. There's billions of you in the fitness space, right? But from what I heard before in the chat, like he does something to do with grip strength, right? Very niche, So Neil's like, I sell a product to someone who just wants to increase their grip strength, So we're going to cut over to Neil in a minute. We might do this session with him as well if he wants to, but very specific. Same with us. You go, Paul, what do you do? I go, well, we build Shopify websites and I coach e-commerce brands that are largely family-founded brands, mum and dad, husband and daughter. Mum doing it on their own because I want to help parents and people our age build e-commerce brands. If you're like, 23-year-old and hot as and want to build an active yoga wear brand, there's someone else for that. So people go, oh, you're that guy for that thing. You need to do the same thing. Like, who is it you serve and how do you become? There's a thing called the category of one. So you're the category of one for that thing, right? We'll go deeper into that another time, but I might jump over to Neil stuff if you want to do this for you, Neil, as well. You want to come off mute?
Yep, happy to.
All right. So again, like I always like to throw back to the room here. Like, so a couple of things, right? Neil's got a H1. Says nothing about grip strength in his H1. So we've got to flip that, number one. So we've got to make it a promise-driven, search volume-based keyword that goes into his H1. All right. So for example, this is very kind of similar brands, but they do a different thing. Support. So this is Andrew, works with us. We built his website. It's great. It's killing it. Supportive knee sleeves you can wear without removing your shoes. So for anyone that is into CrossFit or weightlifting or whatever, or has shit knees, you probably realize that you're either pulling the old-fashioned knee sleeves and you got to pull them over, take your shoes off, blah, blah, blah. So Andrew invented this product. And he says what it does straight into H1, right? It's a knee sleeve and you don't need to take your shoes off to use it. So we won't figure out what it is right here, right now for Neil, but we go, how do we say that? Like Andrew did, right? And then people go, cool, I get it, right? Then hand the grip strength to keep you on the wall. Like that's probably not bad. Like it's pretty to the point. If I was gonna try and do a H1, let's try and I'll rip one out for you and see what I can come up with on the fly.
We used to have up there a very specific title, just grip strength training gear for climbers. And
Just for climbers.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of not keep it just for climbers in there because it does restrict us, even though most of our customers and our creators are geared towards climbers.
Yeah, right. So let me think about that. I mean, but grip strength, like cool product because everyone needs better grip strength, right? Like anyone, tradies need it, like any sports whatsoever, anyone that does anything with their lifting stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, so is there other competitors in this space that have flooded the market with like grip strength things that is a general, or what does that look like? Because I don't know the market at the moment. Talk to me about that.
So there are a lot of competitors in the climbing space that do similar gear made of wood.
Okay.
Ours are all 3D printed. There are quite a few other 3D printed competitors as well. And the other sort of spectrum, I guess, of grip strength customers are like super strong weightlifters, and they use really heavy steel, really sort of I can't think of the quite right word to describe it, but really masculine oriented, hardcore gear, and this doesn't really fit that visual demographic.
This is very
So this
climber specific colors
Is it
and styling.
is it internal though and external? So like terrible example, but from boulders to big walls, crux gear helps you push harder, climb longer, and stay grounded in grit. Like so people go, yeah, okay, it's a bit more promise driven. If you're an indoor climber or an outdoor climber, like you're gonna be able to climb better, right? That's what we're trying to say here?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, disclaimer, I did that super quickly. When we do this properly, it actually takes ages. It takes us like 4 hours. Chris spends a lot of time with people to do this properly, and you get a much better output. But you can see where I'm going with that. We're speaking to the indoor market, the outdoor market. We are talking about and I might even put it on the screen just so you can see. So again, if we're going to fix the site, so we nuke this, right? And it'd be something more along the lines of this. So because why this is so important is because like everywhere you meet someone and talk about your brand, like you want to be able to go this one line sentence and people go, I've got it. You go really, really, really clear now. And then this thing is for search engines, basically, right? So then how to find you, they see it, blah, blah, blah. And then it's the same if we come down to your trust statement. So do you have anywhere?
Yep.
So you've got 100 secured, that doesn't matter anymore. You don't need that. Free shipping, that's fine. 30-day returns. I would make that way longer. No one cares about 30-day. Make it as long as possible. Plant-based material is interesting. Strength tested and durable. Do you have any like famous people who are using it, like pro climbers or anything?
I've had a couple of, nobody in Australia is really famous in the climbing industry. But I've had like some Olympians use it, and some other like trainers that are that are kind of influencer type famous.
Yeah.
But no like big sports people, no.
Yeah. So you're a climber, right?
I'm not a climber. My son is a climber.
Okay. All right. So let's pretend then that your son wrote these promises. So same thing here. Oh, look at that. Couldn't draw a straight line, but was trying. Let's just do like this, something that says like, made by climbers for climbers. All right. So you go, that's good. It's not just some like junk product from Alibaba that someone's imported and trying to sell. It's like actually made by a climber for a climber. It is, we need to talk about like how strong the product is. Like, it'll outlast you, for example, right? So people read it and the sentence is something on the lines of gear that, won't quit before you do. Because I guess the last thing you want to do is get halfway up the mountain and you go, shit, broke. Or, or when you're doing your training. And so, like let me go back a bit. You're training this and you go, oh, like it's just not well made. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of to my point. I'm not using this on the mountain, obviously. Good job, Paul. Seeing Chris's face there. So, because I wanted people to go, oh, how long is it going to last when I'm using it? Do you know what I mean? Andrew has the same problem. Which is the Buckaroo guy. People go, oh, like how long will the product last? It's like it could last a good year. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Other things that we want to be included in here. do you have much of an affiliation with like the climbing community in Australia? You know,
yeah. So I do like a collaboration with a local climbing gym. We also sponsor Sports Climbing Queensland, all the competitions and that sort of thing. We give away lots of gear there.
Okay. All right. So you can say I've spent 3 minutes on the site or whatever, right? But let's just get to my point here is now we have this, we have that, we've got this, we've got that. And you go, cool, there's 3 more yeses on the site. So Chris McLean, who was the climber, you know, he'd read that and he'd probably go, it sounds better than it did 2 minutes ago. So
it looks better than it did 2 minutes ago to me as well.
So good. All right. So because the reason we're so passionate about this, and I use this terrible analogy. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But like, you know, I use a dating analogy. There's most people that are married, and put your hand up if you're married or engaged or got a partner or whatever you've got. But if you do, give me a nod. At some point, you guys went out there and you try and find a partner, right? And I assume most of you dress pretty good, right? And relate how you dressed to your conversion rate, and you spoke good, right? So relate how you spoke to your brand story. If you didn't look good and you didn't talk good, you're going to go on lots of dates and you're going to kiss lots of frogs and you're going to come home with duds, right? Those of you that converted really well, look good, spoke good, probably got married, whatever, got a partner, living with the dream thing, you know, happy days, right? But most people's e-commerce websites are like rocking around in tracksuit pants and Crocs, not looking very good, don't know what they're saying, not sounding very good. People running ads to their website and they go, sales are shit. This is why, right? Because you're not saying that, you don't have all the conversion rate elements on your site, and that's why you can't scale your business. Make sense? So what we're going to do now is we might actually map out like turn off this for a second. So we'll get another screen if I can get this working. Existing whiteboard. So, and the reason I didn't do this before for Nicole, if she's still here, because the same thing applies to both of you. So here is the workshop presenting. Let me know if you can see it. I'm going to draw some beautiful stick figures on the screen in a minute. Can you guys see that, Chris and Roxy?
It's loading. Yep.
It's loading. All right, cool.
Yep.
So most people come to us and they go, I don't know what to do. I don't know the order to do it in. I don't know what I should be working on, and like run around in circles like chickens with no heads, right? But for all the brands I've seen on this call so far, this is the order that you need to fix things. Number 1, you need to actually nail your brand messaging strategy better. So you need to talk about how you communicate your brand so that it's promise driven, it's benefit driven, it's emotive. People go, yeah, great, I'm in the right spot. So come down here. Oh, you got to pick a texter. So down there, fix your brand story. Super easy to do. Number 2, fix your website, right? So story and store, 2 most important things. And this is very applicable for you. Is it? It's Neil, yeah? Yeah, cool. Okay. So once you finish that, then you do exact same strategy that Andrew's using. Then you go start running your meta ads, right? So why you do it in that order is because once we teach you how to do an amazing brand strategy, and I might show it at some point if I get some time here to talk about it, but like you want to take the brand story that you develop for your website, and it's this big, long, amazing document that will teach you how to do, and you want to put it into all of your ads because you want to say the same thing in your ads and your emails and everywhere else you talk about your brand. You want to say the same thing there so that when people see that and then they click your ad on meta ads, for example, and then they land on your website and they go, oh, I read that over there and I read the same thing here. And what a beautiful website. And it's got all the fancy buttons and it's clear on shipping. And there's the pay button and there's the social proof and there's the reviews and there's the super ripped dude climbing Mount Everest, blah, blah, blah. I go, cool, I'll give Neil my money. So for a brand like yours, you fix this, you fix that, you fix that, right? And then if you still have more time, you come over here and fix your email, right? So if for some reason people don't buy, we make sure all of your email marketing is set up. So we hound them to death until they buy. We send them social proof. We send them reviews. We send them 500 other things. But for most brands on this call, and I'll be good to get a bit of a show of hands here again. Like most people here are startups, right? You're under 20K a month. Is there anyone over 20K a month on this call at the moment? Nobody? Yeah, cool. Okay. So this same thing, I guarantee no one in here is probably even 30% of where they need to be out of 100 doing this, right? So can't stress this enough. This is how we fix all these things with you guys. Makes sense? Chris, want to add anything, or are we good? All right, cool.
No, that's the fix.
That's the fix. Do you have any questions about this, Neil?
No, it's all pretty clear.
All right, good. Okay. All right, I'll chuck back to you, Chris M. Sorry, turn that off.
You're going to do this bit, don't you?
Oh, okay. All right, hang on. Give me the slides in 1 second. We'll continue on. So I thought there was another bit. So give me 2 seconds.
No, keep going.
Doing well.
Another bit on the brand messaging piece, another really important reason we spend a lot of time on doing that is when someone like us comes along and goes, hey, what do you do? And you're not really clear on it, like most people are when they come to this call, oh, we do a climbing thing and it's does this, or like I do jewelry and I make some bracelets and I get them from here and it's really not that compelling. When you go through this process and you are really, really clear on what you do, you will find that your business grows magically. There's this element of being very, very clear on what you do and being able to speak about it in a better way and being really succinct and clear about it in your mind that makes a massive difference in what you do socially, and your business becomes much clearer when you get clearer on these things.
All right. Everyone say this. You guys can see my helpful so far slide. God, I've had way too many energy drinks this afternoon, as you can tell. My mouth is going quicker than my brain. It's pretty sad anyway. So let's get into this. You have 2 choices now. You've got the option with Paul in the orange shirt, or you've got the option of Paul in the green shirt, same color as Neil's green shirt. So on the left, unfortunately, is you can continue to do it on your own. You can continue to go to YouTube and follow the gurus and go, oh, I can move some buttons around and hope for the best, right? Option 2, you can choose a proven path that we use for all of the brands we work with. We've done this for hundreds of brands now, and like it's game changer for many of them. So what we're going to do here, so Chris Faye, jump in if you want, but we don't have anyone above 25k anyway, so all good. We go to the next one. Want to introduce you to the store converter kit. So we're releasing this tonight for you guys, and I'm going to talk about what it is, and I might get Chris to jump in. I think someone's knocking at my door. If they can wait, we'll see how we go. So store converter kit, basically everything I've spoken about here on the call so far. You've got a homepage, a product page, a collection page, a cart page. There's a lot of things that need to go into those pages that if you don't have them, your store doesn't convert as good as it can, right? I know some of you got websites. I know you've tried your best and so forth, but if you don't have them, you're always going to suffer and you're always going to struggle. It's never going to convert. So our store converter kit has everything in it, right? So homepage, product page, cart page, everything. We come along, we come and install it into your store. Your store continues to do what it's doing at the moment. However, you get, you can read what this says here. It's got 300 conversion-driven features that go built into it. It's super easy to use. You come along, change some banners, put some, you don't even, like your products stay the same. Your collection stays the same. Everything else changes the same. We teach you how to fix the H1, like I spoke about, the H2, the trust icons, all of those things that you need to fix on your site. And in most people get this done. Some people got this done in a couple of days, right? So the way we do this though is once we've installed this, you actually get access to our community, which is called the eCom Circle for 2 months. So you join our community and we help you set this up. We work with you every day and go, hey, now this is how you change that thing. And here's how you fix that thing. And here's how you do the other thing. There is a full step-by-step video training that you guys can go through to use this. So we've had everyone from 21-year-old super geek nerd people to 75-year-old ladies that have like crushed this and built beautiful sites, right? So this is for everybody. This is why we built this, because I don't want people out there struggling going, oh, I was trying to do it myself, or I'll go and pay someone from Fiverr, or I'll go pay a stupid amount of money for a website and get a shit website, right? Because most people massively overcomplicate it. So a couple of other things when you get this from us as well is we actually give you our Chris's full brand communication course teaches you how to do your H1, your H2, your trust icons, all that stuff. So you get to look at his beautiful face for 2 or 3 hours on a live coaching call, and he'll teach you how to nail it way better than I did, right? Then once you get going, like I said to Neil and I said to Nicole, you're going to want to learn how to do meta ads. So we got a meta ads course there from Lockie. You go learn how to do meta ads, and then we do live coaching calls of meta ads as well. You jump into the coaching call and you go, hey, I've got some questions about my meta ads. Can you help me fix them? Or you go to Chris's brand call and you go, hey, Chris, teach me how to fix my brand, and so forth, right? Question, is this all making sense so far, Chris? Am I missing anything? All good. All right.
No,
So
I'll chime in there just a little bit on
go for it.
kind of like the why we created the converter kit in the first place. So we found that, look, a lot of people, when you're running a business, a small Aussie business, if you have a good product, a lot of the time the thing that's hamstringing people from growing is unfortunately the website. It is how it's built. It's the structure of it. It's the ability to do a lot of the functions that we've gone through. And look, it's one of those things where, yes, you could get people to go build it for you, like, from scratch, and that's awesome. But not many people are in that situation where it's feasible to do it. And when we coach people, we're like, look, we can teach people how to do brand messaging. We can teach them how to do meta ads, etc. But the thing that we can't quite teach as well is, because it's a full-time job, is how to build a website functionally, which is why we've kind of done this thing is where basically what we've done is we've taken everything that we put into a website when we build it custom from scratch for people, and we've kind of included it into this framework. So essentially what we're doing here is we're getting rid of the guesswork for you when you do build a website, and essentially this is going to go into your back end of your Shopify store, and it's going to have all the functionality that we've gone through today and much, much more. So just want to touch on like why we've done it and kind of the benefit there for it.
Yeah, the other why, like, I mean, Chris said it kind of already, but most people will buy a theme from Shopify. Everyone buys Turbo or Dawn or something else, and they're like, oh, it's the best selling theme on Shopify. It should be the best selling theme that I could buy. Unfortunately, it's rubbish. The amount of, like, we do 100, 150 Shopify sites a year, and half of them are Dawn. I'm like, they're terrible, right? So that's, again, we're like, you need this thing because it converts, right? So, and we've proven it consistent with all the brands that we work with, over every year. So quickly, again, so like who this is for, it's for Aussie ecom brands. It's for anyone with conversion rate under 3%. You want to grow, you want to do things right, but you kind of don't probably have 10 grand to spend on a custom site. It's for people who are sick of going to Google, it's sick of going to TikTok, it's sick of sitting in all the Facebook groups going, oh, I'm going to figure it out at some point, and most importantly, it's for people who value their time. You're just like, I just want to do this thing properly, and I want it to work, and I want it to be successful so that I can go and hang out with my kids and my grandkids and walk my cat, right? Number one thing. So here we go, get into the juicy spot. So here's where we're going to talk about here. Now, for context, we're releasing this today. We're releasing 50 of these only. All right, I want to be clear on that. So at the end of this session, tomorrow the replay will go out to the rest of our audience and the YouTube audience that we've got, which is quite big. And we're releasing it today on here for you guys. So here's what it is. So you're going to get this full high converting Shopify template worth like $3,500. Our team will install it all, set it all up for you, give you access to all the training, all the coaching and everything. You get access to the step-by-step guide by yours truly. So it goes for about 2 hours. You get access to our conversion rate optimization course. Not that you'll need it, but it's probably good to watch it anyway, so you know why all the things that are on your website are existing there, and you'll be like, oh, great, and now I'm a conversion rate optimization expert, like over 50%. So you sound good to your mates at the pub and wherever else you guys hang out. You get Chris's brand mess. It's not called, what's it called, Chris? Brand playbook course. So
communication playbook.
His course is much better than my course. I'll say that publicly. It's like extremely thorough. You'll never be able to talk about your brand better again than after you do his course. Then you get access to Lockie's meta ads course, which will teach you how to run meta ads. And if that wasn't enough, you get to go to Lockie's call every Wednesday and Chris's brand call. Lastly, we've got the access to our eCommerce circle community. So there's 250 people in the community, just like you guys. Cool people, lovely people, having a crack, building good brands. And they're anywhere from like brand new to $3 to $4 million a month in revenue. Go to calls, hang out with that community. When you get stuck, ask questions. Like, don't be intimidated. It's a great community. Now, special offer for today only. 2 ways to pay for this thing. Number one, pay for it in full to $9.97. Number two, you can pay via, is it Afterpay in Klarna? I think Chris.
Klarna paying for you.
pay it off over for $249 times 4 times, right? So now I'm so confident this is the greatest thing that you're ever going to buy on Wednesday, whatever the day is today. But if for some reason, I'm going to read this because I forget what it says, but so basically, if you buy this and for some reason you go through the training sessions, you complete the step-by-step page templates, you come to our coaching calls, always come to a few of them. If for some reason you get to the end of the 2 months with us inside the ecom circle and you're like, oh, that was terrible and I didn't work and I wasn't for me and all the reasons, all the excuses like lazy people are going to tell me, touch wood, we haven't had anyone do this so far. I'll give you all your money back. No questions asked, right? So confident I am. This thing is brilliant and we're using it for a lot of people. We use for all our high converting clients, and it continues to get better week on week on week as well. So again, if for some reason you buy and you go, oh, it's not for me, like message me and I'll sort you out. So again, price $9.97, or you can pay for it over four easy payments, and then away you go. So all right. Any questions, anything so far for anyone that's sitting here? Like hit me up with all of your fears or all of your rejections or all of your like, oh, what if I buy it and this thing happens questions, so I can answer them for you. I had someone say that, I'll just preempt while you guys are frantically thinking. Someone said to me yesterday, what if I install it and like it goes really well? I said, we're going to make lots of money. And I said, oh, well, then what do? I go, well, count your money. Like, it's a good problem to have, right? So I got all kinds of different questions on this. I'm like, yeah, good. Let me know when you do make lots of money, come back and like, we'll figure out what you do next. So who has a question? Angela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't built a Shopify site yet. I'm in the process of working out what's the best way to go for where I'm going. At the moment, I have a Wix site, which is purely for my service-based business. I'm a natural therapist and I work with people one-on-one. I don't have any courses or anything yet. And yeah, that's a whole other story. I've looked at doing that, but I just haven't had the time to do it.
Okay.
So what I'm developing is what I have developed is a range of flower essences. There will be wholesale and retail. With products with this, I'm looking to do lots of bundling. I've found a theme that I like from the States. It's like $700 Australian. But there's going to be there's 20 retail products that can be, no, actually there's not. I tell a lie. There's 20 essences, 6 mists, 40 cards and journals. There's about 200 products all up by the time I'm finished, and they can be bundled in many different ways. And then can actually buy the actual packs to people make their own.
Yep.
But I want to be able to make sure whatever site I go with, and to do quizzes to help people find which essence is the best one for them. But I want to be able to keep my clinic alongside the essences. So when people come to my site, it's sort of social proof of what they're about. I'm a third generation herbalist, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Plucked these out of the air. There's a lot of energy goes into making them, and that's a big part of the product as well. So I think the clinic still needs to be visible and very much part of the site while I'm also bringing in the new products. So I want a site that can do all of that. Can Shopify do all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can have here's our service-based business and here's the products that you can purchase from our business in shop, drop down, away you go. So, I mean, you're practically there anyway. You're going to pay someone else $700 for probably a site that it either looks good, because that's what a theme that price, it might look pretty. It ain't going to convert as good as it can. So we're not going to get access to our community or our courses, all the other stuff, and you're going to get access to what the other people are going, hey, here's what I do. How do I do this? So, this, even though you don't have anything yet, this is perfect for people that are even just getting started. The amount of people that come along and go, don't have nothing. I said, go register a Shopify account and then we'll install this. You're doing things right from the day one.
Mm-hmm. So, but how you create this, I really loved the theme that I'm looking at. It's the botanical theme by, they're in New York. I can't remember who they're off the top of my head, but it's got the visuals with it are really, really tie it in for my brand.
You just replicate them. You just mirror whatever they got. So if they got a banner, you go, I can make a banner. If they got images, I can put an image in. Like any designer on the planet will be able to go, okay, as you scroll down the system that Paul and Chris built, like right here, there's a box. And I go, oh yeah, I need like some herbal kind of thing going on there and a heading, save. And over here. So it's super easy. Like anyone can log in and go, choose my fonts for headings, choose my font for the body, choose my font for the text, choose my color palette, tick, 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 tick. You know, like, again, like if I had more time, I would show you the 50 to 100 different sites of people that are using this, from the very like minimalist to the like full blown, colorful, like, you know, look like good stuff going on basically, right? So, you know what, I might actually even do it quickly because I think it's important. What do you think, Chris and Chris? So, for example, I'm just mindful that, like, you know, the group that we got on the audience. So this is Tea with Karen. Oh, that's not it. Go back here. So this lady, this is an example of the converter kit. How old do you reckon Karen is, boys? Like 21, yeah?
21 a few times over. She's in her 70s.
In the 70s. She did this herself, right? So beautiful job on her website. So she went through Chris's thing and come up with this and this and these messaging and all this stuff and all this stuff. And like, she's doing, I think she's on track to do like 13 grand this month or something, you know? Like, I know some of you may be, I think, Neil, did you said you're above that or something? But like, you know, I'm not sure what number you're at, but you can still use this, right? But you can say, you like, beautiful job. You know, give us another one, Chris or Chris, that you want to bring up on the screen here that we can show.
To caveat that 10 grand as well, Karen was, all of her entire business was on Etsy. And then Etsy got really difficult and pinged her like 30-40% of every sale. So she was doing $0 on her own website. So from this, she went from basically zero to 10-15K a month in a few months after launching this. So that is a big deal for her. And for a lot of you, 10-15K a month would also be a big deal, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I can show you heaps of sites like this. So any questions about any of this? I mean, obviously you change the fonts, you change the images, you change, you know, because like, to be clear, like you guys start here and you use this thing. Once you get going and you're making tons of money, you come back to us. If you want to, you can come back again and go, hey guys, can you even now elevate, for lack of a better word, like elevate and make this even better again, right? So we'll come along and go, oh, okay, like we launched this website yesterday for a brand called Sleep Like Goldilocks. And again, this brand is using the same framework again, but we built this custom for them, right? So it's just same stuff that I'm telling you guys to do. Here's your H1, here's your H2, here's the social proof, here's your review, here's all these statements, here's more, you know, da, 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 da. This thing is using the same thing that you guys are using, right? So every site that we build, like Material Magic, here's another one. You can say like, that's beautiful and nice and calming versus like, this is like very bright and colorful. This is also using the converter kit, you know? So if you go, oh, I really like the fonts, you click a few buttons, you change the fonts, you know, you go to the product page and you're like, fantastic, look at this. Well, that's great, easy to use. I can do this, da, 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 da. Like, you know, all the way out to a brand like this. Another way to running a business by herself, makes her own soaps, crushing it. You know, you go, great, header, thing, logos, images, blah, 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 blah. There's a reason we do this. It works. It's worked for a long time. It's going to continue to work. Like, trust us. You know, this is how you do it, basically.
Quickly, so does it mean, like, for me, it's Nicole.
Yeah, hey, Nicole.
Audited my website, so I built it myself. Now, does it mean that if you got these templates or toolkits, I need to rebuild everything or with the training, or is that like transferable? I can just use your template with the headlines and whatever you're saying I can change, but then bring everything from my old template to the new template in terms of the products and everything.
Correct. Yeah. So example, this, I'll show you perfect example. So where's the good one here? Let's go to Sleep Like Goldilocks is fine. That's good. So at the moment, you all have your own thing sitting on your site, right? So if you go into online store here, those of you that actually have a Shopify site will have this. So we go down here and we go Here is Andrew's old website. All right. So previously, or let's just backtrack a bit. It might have even been like this thing or something. Preview. Need that person. So their old site, little tiny fonts, big headings, massive things, blah, blah, blah. That's his old site. So we come along and we do this. We install our framework for you here as a draft template. You come along and you click customize and you go copy and paste the banner from there, copy and paste the text over from here to here, copy and paste other things from here to here. When you're ready, you click publish. This one unpublishes, that one publishes, and you go, great, I'm good to go now. And in terms of how you edit it, it's literally like this. You come through here, and Chris wrap me up if you think I need to be, but like this is largely what you get to play with. So you go, oh, here's the banner, all right, and here's the text here, and I'll scroll over here and I go, oh, I don't really like the text on that banner, so I'll find wherever that text is there. Better sleep for your family starts here, and I go, I'm going to change that. Change it, quick save, done. But in our theme, it says it like, here's your H1, here's your H2, here's your trust icons. So example, we come down here, trust icons, you go, I don't want it to say 100-night trial. I want it to say 9-year trial. So I change it, like quick save. Easy. So our framework is laid out in a way like my mum can do this. She never used a computer in her life, you know? So you take the words, you put it in, you click save. When you're ready, you come back here and you go publish that thing, get rid of the old thing. Done. And then you go to all of our coaching calls and so forth when you're stuck and you're like, hey, can I have some further help? Right? Or you post in the community with other people just like you and go, hey, I'm a bit stuck on something. Can anyone point me in the direction of how to fix this thing? We'll help you out. What was that question?
Alongside the old website. So the old website can be live, and then when this one is live, you can publish it and replace the old one.
100%, yeah. That's how we build all websites. So, for example, like we started working on this brand for these guys. I mean, we did a custom website. You know, we started about 12 weeks ago. We put about 200 hours into building their website, for example, right? So it's a bit of a different build, but like when we're ready, we just go publish, unpublish the old one, away you go. Same thing for you. Super easy to do. It's a bit different for a brand like these guys that are doing huge numbers, you know, so, but you guys that are getting started, you just like chip away at it and fix it. I noticed there's a few comments in there. I currently have a Wix site. Look into it. Was that Angel? Oh, we already spoke about that. Yeah, all good. Thank you. Did I miss any other comments, Chris and Chris?
No, just chatting to her, Anita, a bit about her stuff, but that's sort of a side. That's a side venture. I think you.
Yeah, righto. Oh, good. All right. Anyone thinking about buying this thing? I'm going to put your hand up and give us a nod, or see what you're thinking, because I'm going to send this email out as soon as we finish the workshop tonight. I don't want you guys to miss out. So if you do have questions or fears or anything, now's your time to ask them.
I have one more question, but I don't know if anyone else got a question. I can wait and ask at the end because I already have a few.
Yeah, go for it. No, it's fine. All good.
Okay, so I already also talked to Lucky, if I'm not mistaken, your meta ad guy.
Yeah.
Is that right? So he did the audit for me on my meta ad. And I was talking to him in terms of seeing if I can get a setup with him and a Black Friday sales going. So do you think I need to stop that and do the fixing, or I can do that in parallel with this one?
Do both. Like you may as well go into Black Friday and smash Black Friday properly. And in order to do that, you want to have a better website and better meta ads.
Yeah, but better website, how long would it take to do the better website?
We've had people use the converter kit and build their new website in like 3 days. It's not hard. Like it's pretty straightforward to do. You go, here's your homepage, pick some colors. And you as a creative person, like have the upside of like, you know what looks good. So you go, oh, okay, that should be black, that should be silver, that should be gold, that should be whatever, that font, you know, like, so it's not a complicated process. Like I
did the Shopify anyways myself to start. Like I have no background in design or anything like that, but I just use the templates and step by step I did it. But it took me a month to do that one. So I don't know how quick I can get now, and I'm doing full-time job. So this is for me going to be after work, I think.
Weekend. Yeah. That's why we call this thing like fix your website in a weekend, because like most people could fix this in the weekend. Like, you know, send the kids away for the weekend. Like get a wine, get stuck into it. Just especially because you've done the hard work. You had to go and set up Shopify. You had to go buy a theme. You had to go and add your products. You know how to do all that now, right? It's like learning to get dressed for the first time. You know, like, oh, what do I look good in? It takes a long time to figure that out. But now you go, I'll just wear blue and glasses and put my hair back, and I go, good to go. Like, so do same thing here. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I talk like 8 hours a day, so I don't know how my voice makes it to here.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anyone else got any other questions?
Yeah, I like your question, Paul. Do you offer just a consulting service? So if I don't want to do the whole thing, I just want to get I don't know, half an hour of your time to critique and offer some worldly advice on what I can do to improve. Is that something that you do?
Yeah, that's what we do inside the e-commerce circle. So join Chris and Roxy will be able to talk to you about that. The way we do it, though, we do it as a group coaching session. So like I do a group call every Friday and teach people how to do conversion rate optimization. However, 90% of people in the community on that call use this framework. So I go, change this, change that in our framework. And they go, easy. If I'm going to tell you how to do it, your site probably can't do it. That's the only problem. So, yeah, Chris and Roxy can chat to you about that.
Yeah, that's actually the right, good point, because not all the teams in Shopify can do, like I wanted to add the trust badges, I can't. So they're not everything is available in Shopify.
Yeah. So we use a framework called Allah, and then we apply our optimizations to it to make it as good as it can be. Because, like I said, most things are crap, and you can't build upon like a crappy thing. So, and it's also like why it's so good is I get like 50 people to a pro call on Friday morning, and I'm just like, hey guys, I learned a new thing last week as well. Like, you should all turn this thing on. And I go, cool, here's the code, put it on, here's the button, turn it on. And they go, oh, great, conversion rate went up since last week. I'm like, oh, okay. But if everyone's using a different theme, I'd be like, oh God, it's a bit hard. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, like for me, like the last week, I got like 200 clicks on my page, 50 add to carts, and only like 5 purchases.
Right.
I'm getting add to carts and everything, but I don't know why it doesn't go to purchase. I've got like 50 add to carts within a week.
So I learned this new. So I've been showing people this new trick for the last week. So let's watch this out. This will make you click the buy button, and hopefully everyone else on the call. How many people came to your website?
How many people what?
How many people came to your website last week?
200 or
200 people
or something, yeah.
Came to Nicole's website last week. Yep. What's your average order value?
55.
Average order value is called $50.
Yeah.
What's your current conversion rate?
Just quickly, 1 point something, 1.9, 1.8.
Is 1.9
it on the Shopify? Yeah, 1.94. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is good
average
exercise.
order 54.
Average order is 54. So let's assume, Nicole, God, my voice is dying. I'll just type, you guys just listen. Let's assume Nicole doubled her conversion rate, and her AOV went up to $100. How much money, and how much money did you make from that, Nicole, by the way?
For that, for the last week, I need to just quickly go to my shop.
Just a rough guess. Numbers are like $1,000, $50.
Yeah, 600 or so.
She made $600. Okay, let's make this better. So double conversion rate. 2 things. This is also why the converter kit's so good. A, we actually help you increase your average order value because your cart works better. So this is not just about your conversion rate. So we fix your conversion rate. We double that. We double your AOV, right? How much money is Nicole now making monthly with that same level of traffic? All right, so 200 people, $50, 1.9% conversion rate. Hopefully my maths here is correct. We'll see what happens. sometimes ChatGPT decides to have the afternoon off. 200 people visit, let's call it a week, you know, conversion rate 1.9, AOV $50, $600 there. So by doing what I've proposed here, conversion rate, let's call it 3.8% average out of that, you'll be making $3,000 a month, right? Just by fixing just those two things, right? So now if Nicole does nothing with her website and leaves it with a 1.9% conversion rate, well, disregard my timing. It's whatever, 6 o'clock. Fingers are going to sleep. Conversion rate and the same order value, and doesn't improve the CVR to 3.8 and the AOV to $100. How much money is she potentially losing over the next 12 months? So it's just going to be one of those mic drop moments, because this is applicable to everybody. Everyone's like, oh, $900 is expensive. I want you to realize that you have people coming to your website, right? If you guys had a retail store, it would be, imagine people coming to your retail store, walking in the door and never buying anything, right? And if you change it so they bought something, this is what's going to happen. So as long as Nicole stays with this website and consistent with this amount of traffic and that bad conversion rate and that bad AOV, she's lost $29,000 a year. Couple that with the fact that all those people that are now customers, now they tell all their friends, right? So what's going to happen is, like, you've lost all of that potential business when that doesn't happen, right? So I do this with brands that are doing like $100,000 a month and their conversion rate's 1%. And they go, what happens if you get it to 4%? I go, we've added millions to your business, right? Makes sense. So not trying to hard sell everybody, but please realize some people go, $900 is a lot of money. I'm going to go, yeah, I'd rather not $29,000 more in my pocket though. You know, makes sense. Anyone go, no, this is bullshit. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm really confused. Like, hopefully there's no one on there that doesn't get this. And then, heaven forbid, if Angela does nothing for 3 years and just watches the dickheads on Guru on YouTube and does nothing, how much money does she lose? That's where it gets worse, right? Give us a good answer, ChatGPT. That's $88,000 over the next 3 years. I would like to see you guys not lose $88,000 of potential income over the next 3 years. That's just me. You guys do you at the end of the day. We're going to wrap in a second, but hope that makes a lot of sense, right? So, again, if you want to buy this thing, $997, you get access to us for 2 months. At the end of the 2 months, you get to hang out with us longer if you want. Like, it's $97 a month. If it doesn't work, I'll give you all your money back. Can't be any more, like, you know, clear and transparent on this. But if you do have any questions, we're going to wrap. We're going to go hang out with my kids. Message Chris Plateau from my team. Message Roxy. There's the link. Grab it. I look forward to seeing you guys inside the circle and making $89,000 over the next couple of years. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you. Bye.
Thank you.